Okay, here we go again. This is now one of my favorite areas that has probably sucked the most time out of the development of this, but it was necessary because without proper windows, it just doesn't work. You can't schedule it, you can't tag it properly. You end up with using text for tags, which is just so bad. Um, there will be some hurdles with this, but I'm sure we will get past it. So first things first, let's just get, that's not right. Let's change that to tag door, spacebar. There we go. So let's go about adding windows. Starting from here, windows, boom. You'll notice now all the windows are set up in a beautiful pattern. Now just a double hung, double hung, double hung, double hung. Still, so far, so good. Let's not even tag yet. Let's just keep going. It looks like another 1806. I don't know if these are double hung. Let's just have a quick look at the plan. Yep, double hung. But this one's not. That's one of those weird. I don't know if they still make them. 1806. Notice this window has a slider and a fixed window at the bottom. A window that we've never had before until now. Let's go. It would probably. You'll notice I've got rid of all the XOs. Nothing says XO. Everything's just identical to what it's meant to be. It's either sliding or it's fixed or it's double hung. But it's sliding or fixed. Look, fixed, sliding, sliding, fixed, and that's what the window is. When you go down to the more hectic windows like this one, fixed, sliding, fixed, sliding, fixed, sliding, and then fixed, fixed, fixed. And that's important because our windows have never shown that. They always just say the top line, and that's wrong. And that's an issue with our tags. Our tags have always been wrong because our tags only grab the the length and width plus a silly description that was written 13 years ago. So it works a lot better now. So let's find this one that we need. Yeah, see, this one is kind of the one we're after, but it looks like. See, I've put in the windows from Bradnam's standard, and their standard does not show a 600 version of this anymore. You will notice that we've got all the bricks and brick sills and everything now. They're all perfect windows. Um, but we don't have a 600 now. I can create a new one, or I could bring this up and say that it doesn't look like they make them. Or if I just have to go ahead and do it, what I'll do is I need to duplicate this. And now it's an important step here that we haven't had to do before. And it's a simple one, but you just have to do it each time you duplicate. And I have every window in there that we could possibly use, but sometimes you just have to duplicate. So here we go. It's a 600 width. We always have to do this. Look for the width, change that. Still have to do that. But it's important to change this description tag because this is what every window runs off, and it's important to use this because you have way more control than we did before. Because whenever we use windows, any new windows that come that we want to use in the future, we are always at a roadblock because our tags rely on the width and the height of the parameter to be exact of what we want it to say. And a lot of people, a lot of manufacturers, when they make their Revit files, do not account for this. Sometimes they make the frame width 600 and the frame height 1800, which then skews the height and the width to say different numbers. And then our window tags actually say the wrong number. So we have to actually edit the family, edit the widths and the heights of the window, and actually make them heights and widths that actually are wrong, just so the tag shows up. But at least with this, as long as you remember to do it, and it's just an extra step, it'll be just like duplicating, and whenever we duplicate, we always remember to delete this 2 at the end. See how there's that 2, duplicate? We never forget that. So eventually we will never forget to change the tag, but in this case you can write 1806, and the benefit of this means in so many of our plans we have about 100 zeros on the floor plan of zeros you don't need. They never need to show. It just needs to say 1806. It doesn't need to say 1800 space X space 0600. That's about 6 digits too many. Whereas this one gives it a nice clean look and allows for more other information to be put on the floor plan that otherwise would have been taken up by excess zeros. So just something to think about. Most windows and doors are in, but this is just something that must be adhered to if you want to have accurate tags. So it's an 1806, boom, it now exists. I never have to think about it again. It's just done. And that window now works. There it is. The window's great. The windows have heaps of parameters which you can explore on your own. All the arrows are proper arrows, and they're not just good arrows on the floor plan, they're actually good arrows on this plan. So it always shows you which way it's sliding properly. Heaps of other parameters. You can offset the arrow. Sometimes it just gets in the way, so you just move it. And you can have another thing there, like a towel rack might be there, and it's like, get out of the way. Not that you need it. But then there are other things, like if you need to cut out your bulkhead, you don't have to cut with the FC sheeting anymore. You just go to bulkhead cut and change it to, say, 150 to wherever the stud work is. That's about it, I think, or 160 I think I have to change it to, because it starts 10 mil out. Office only. Ooh, don't touch that one. Bulkhead cut 160, and now you'll see it probably goes to close enough. Cuts the bulkhead out anyway, so when you're in a 3D view, elevation view, you can actually see the FC sheeting without having to do any fart arsing around. With this one though, let's put that back to 10. With this one, most likely those bricks are only going to go up to there anyway, so you don't need to show that. And you can change that to render if the walls render, just by typing the word render here where it says brick sill. Render. Oh yeah, done. And that's it. That wall would just change to render. It's that easy. Boom, boom. Reverse. So I don't know if it's render yet. We'll look at that later. And you can sometimes, if this wall's cladded, you can tell a cladded wall will stop here, and this frame would actually be outside of the wall, and that's a no-no. So you'll see what happens. It'll go, sorry, can't compute. Oh, hang on, I'll just make that an internal face. So if you change this to cladding, it'll say can't compute. Oh no, hey, I must have fixed it. That's great news. And with cladding, you would obviously turn off the sill. Boom. And you'll see there's a little void under that, and that void is just when a brick sill goes in, there actually is a void under that, and you just have to do that. If you don't have that, you end up seeing the wall come through the brick sill. Very painful. So if you click on the window, there should be another parameter called window sill cut 40. It's at 40. So maybe if I made it 5 mil, hey, see it goes, and there's only 5 mil now. So that's just to clean it up if you had to. See, if I make this back to brick, you'll see what I mean. Ready? Here we go. Brick. Or better put the sill back on. See that? That, I spent probably 100 hours just on that. That was the most painful thing to do. And then once I figured it out, I had to open up every single window that exists and fix it. So, yeah. Annoying. So yeah, to get rid of it, there's a thing called window sill cut, and it should be at least 40. You'll see if it goes to like 300, it actually just cuts way too far. 150. Yes, see it cutting, just cutting. It's like an offset from the bottom of the frame is all it really is. Cool. That's just those windows. Here we go. I'll make another video. See you later.